she has to let him go.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Alienware Awesome Cup Tournament. We're back with our second game of the round of 28 today. This time it's going to be Team Meow with the happy cute face versus the Dirty Scrappers. That was...
What cats do.
All
right, this is what 100% confirmed a round of 128 game.
Yes.
So we're good on
100%, because there's another team in the brackets that's Team Meow without the thing. So I'm just going to say it Team Meow. And then there's Team Meow.
128 teams. I mean, Team Ape, Ape Team, Meow, Mew. I mean,
yeah. So anyway, it's Team Meow versus Team the Dirty Scrappers. And this is, again, on Agion. This is our first round. This is our second game of 128.
Yes.
So it's promising to be an interesting game because both of these teams are brand new. We've never heard their names before. And I'm excited to see what this new talent brings us.
Yeah, so we're going to load this up here for you guys and take a quick look at the team comps. But Meow on the left-hand side with the Scree, the Ted, and the Voltar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Voltar.
I'm just a little taking it back. It's like, yeah, all right, Voltar. Every time we have casted a Voltar, it has not worked out well. So let's see if these guys can break that curse.
Yeah, and then on the Dirty Scrappers, we've got Penny Fox, Skoldir, and Scree, voiced by Weasel himself, a good guy. Anyway, so we got these two teams against each other. Ole! Team Meow, they've got a very aggressive push team set up there with Voltar healing up the Sentry and the Ted, the two of them being fairly tanky, stalwart kind of characters, not highly mobile. The Dirty Scrappers are ready to punish them, though. They've got Skoldir and Penny, both of which really mess with teams that try to stick to one thing, and Scree, who can severely punish anybody that stands still with his saw blade. So right now, it looks like the Dirty Scrappers have a very powerful team makeup, but if they don't get it to work, if they get just outlasted, Meow is going to end up taking this. So what do you think?
No Coco, no Scoop of Justice, and a Voltar making his way back here to the stream. I'm a little hesitant to kind of look at these team comps and just say that, the Dirty Scrappers definitely has an advantage in terms of the mobility. And as you said, if you can't move out of that saw blade, you're going to have a bad time. You also got Penny in there for the damage amplification. You got the Skoldir there to kind of break up the team. A throw into, and then you put down the totem, you're effectively cut off from your support. So if you get that on the Ted, you get that on the Sentry, you're going to have a bad time.
If the Dirty Scrapper survives. Keep in mind, Sentry and Ted are both very tanky, and with a Voltar to back them up, this could be a thing where they over-commit to a fight, and Meow just punishes them for it. Not Meow, but Meow. So let's go ahead and see if Meow can take on the Dirty Scrappers. Let's see who gets out of this scrap alive and continues their Qualifier 3 ambitions.
All right, so once again, round of 128, it's best of one, and Aguilar. It's hard-coded. I need to hit the play button. There we go. It's hard-coded. We're going to be seeing a lot of this map, guys, so get used to it. And coming on down here from the left-hand side, Mr. Wolf, would you do the honors?
So on Team Meow, we've got Cavoboy on the Voltar. On the Ted McPain, we've got a Ted McPain face. Nala Gaming, and then on the Sentry, we'll find out in a couple of seconds, I'm guessing. On the blue team, we've got Mikey the Fox on the Foxy Knot. We've got Joker Kitty on the Scree, and on the Skoldir, we've got Maxter Wolf.
So wait. We have a Fox, a Joker, and a Wolf.
Yep.
This is almost our studio.
Yep. You know what? I kind of want to see how Maxter Wolf does, see if we can't get another lupine name in this business. But
Max Boo's having issues.
So Max Boo playing the Sentry on the red team here. So now we've got our teams introduced. Let's take a look at the items. Sentry going for left click out of the gate, picking up the damage on the photon launcher. almost everybody, except for the Voltar and the Ted, picking up Piggy Bank right out of the gate. So lots of solar already in this game. The Penny went for stun duration. The Scree has gone for chain lightning bounces, I think. That's an upgrade I don't see often.
So right now, I mean, we've been watching the Scolder in the bottom lane. He's actually just been pushing out the tower because there wasn't really any kind of big presence out of that. So again, like the big immobility thing coming back in, especially this looks like a team that wants to stay together. So bounce off that damage, you're going to actually start racking that up in the long term.
Oh, Joker Kitty just barely managing to get away. So it takes a lot of damage from the Black Hole Sun and the Voltar drones combined. He gets out of there alive though. So
yeah,
no first
good.
blood yet. Almost 2 minutes into the game. Here we are sitting at 0-0. Go figure. The solar advantage in favor of the blue team, but largely thanks to Piggy Bank, I think.
Yeah, they got triple banks. Yeah. Anybody with triple bank over anybody without triple bank, you're going to have that temporary advantage. So it's up to blue to use that to kind of snowball themselves into a bigger victory. It's up to red to kind of fight that back and play a little bit more turtly so that they can actually, bring up their cash reserves. Baxter Wolf, again, is just right back at this turret. He has been down here repeatedly, but here comes the collapse. He's actually going to... I'm not actually sure he's going to die in this regard.
No, he manages to outrun literally everything, action hero style, as the explosions... Yeah, no boots. Action hero style runs away from the Voltar drones and everything else. That was impressive that he managed to live there. So he'll end up surviving. Still no kill for the first blood quite yet in this game between Team Meow and the Dirty Scrappers.
That actually looked really funky right there with that Black Hole Sun on top of the heal bot. Actually, had a little bit of symmetry, a little bit of beauty right there. But either way, I mean, the Voltar is really sticking here with this sentry. They're looking for that bigger combo to set up here for the Ted, but Ted has actually been the one splitting off to go out, defend the bottom lane. He's been roaming out a little bit. Who can blame him? Maxter Wolf by himself has almost taken this entire turret to their name.
Maybe, but Maxter Wolf now in a bad spot as he gets almost cornered. If Nally Gaming was a little quicker on the draw there, he might have been able to cut off Maxter Wolf. Granted, Maxter Wolf still had throw, so you could always throw somebody out of the way.
Nope,
And
he died.
Yeah, he ends up getting killed on the backside anyway. I don't know what happened.
I did not expect to see a kill down there, but here comes the three-man gang squad up top, looking for the kill on top of Mikey the Fox, but they're not actually going to be able to grab that. He picked up a 500 at the top, gets himself, again, a little bit of health right there. And, the three-man gang squad, when they come in heavy, but you can almost, see them coming. Once again, we don't have any kind of boots. They're not very innately mobile either. They did get a kill to their name, though, so they have that going for them.
Yeah, they end up picking the first blood. 4 minutes into this game, it's the only kill so far. But there's still a lot of action going on just in terms of the mobility of the other team. Like we mentioned before, Maxter Wolf just came down and did most of that turret by himself. And that, I think, has a lot to do with the mobility of the blue team. Now the blue team getting double killed. Well-placed Black Hole Sun, and maybe a miss movement out of Mikey the Fox going to end up getting her killed as well, as they are caught next to the red turrets. Now it's just Joker Kitty versus this entire team. Now one thing that I've been noticing that the Sentry's been doing quite well is making good use of a bad situation. Every time that the Saw Blade comes out and he has the opportunity to get his Black Hole Sun some power, he just sits in it, lets the Voltar heal him for money, and then gets some damage on his Black Hole Sun, right there. So now he's got practically a full power Black Hole Sun to the damage, but he practically took no actual damage to get it. So I think that's one of the big combos to come out of this comp right now. Just Voltar and Sentry together are a good time. It's like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, I mean, you throw a big fatty there with the Voltar in any regard. I mean, I think our most common is to see him with a Clunk. Because, so the self-destructs, you can just kind of tank out quite a bit. You can just stall out the lanes very well just by body blocking. And then on the back of that, Voltar, he gets his money worth with the solar traps. And then later on, Clunk just becomes an unstoppable machine. And right now, at 3-0, I'd say that Red's on a really good early game stint here in terms of closing the gap of the triple piggy banks that we have here on Team Dirty Scrappers.
Yeah, actually they're ahead now, but the Voltar really high up on the solar scale, sitting at 900, which is 200 ahead of the highest on the blue team on the Penny.
Like most doctors, he's a very rich fellow.
Indeed, and that's only if you're a good doctor, and so far he's been doing a good job of it. He's picked up Dreams of Greed as well to help speed up his time here in this level, so well done for the Voltar. And the other thing is, I'm surprised that he hasn't died yet. Voltar really immobile and has a very hard time in this level. and he's still managing to do very, very well.
He's also just very beefy. He has at least one tick of the regen. Yeah, he does have that one tick of the regen, and then yeah.
He's got solar crab burgers with Dreams of Greed. That's a lot of extra solar coins just
sorry, no, I
coming
was,
to him.
sorry, I was talking about the Scolder.
Oh, okay, my
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, miscommunication there. Voltar now picking up 2 ranks in the left-click heal, so now his left-click doing a bit more to keep his team alive.
He does have droids, though. So that's good.
Yep, he does have droids. Just base droids is always important. Like, you need it on Voltar. You have no means of defending yourself otherwise, so you need to have at least that base ability to do anything useful.
Looked like Max Boo was really teaching the Maxter Wolf there a little bit about that Black Hole Sun, but that's going to be finally the first kill on the board here. Mikey the Fox going to be actually the one taking home that extra solar for his team. But in terms of that money, as you said, that Voltar is actually really starting to come out ahead. And this is a scary spot because if we cannot continue the kills from Blue, they're going to deal with, you know, even more losses from the red side, but having that Voltar bankroll on the end of it is almost like a timer on this map.
It is. If you don't get the Voltar early, he will get you later. He's a lot like Yuri in the sense that he's very, very strong late game if you let him get there. Can keep his team alive forever in a team fight. It causes the other team to overcommit in a really big way. And with a teammate like Sentry and another teammate like Ted, it is entirely possible that Voltar will be able to end up actually doing something very powerful with those 2 characters. Lots of damage coming out up here. Master Wolf eating some photon launch to the face. He's aiming to maybe get a throw. At least it looks like he was aiming for it, but he's going to come in. He's going to try to get the throw, and then his disconnect might have cost him that, unfortunately.
Well, peer-to-peer is going to be as it is, but either way, you know, nobody going down in that scuffle. We had that full-powered Black Hole Sun there from Max Boo, but there was really no kind of big follow-up because there was no Ted. Ted was busy in another lane, actually dealing with Mikey the Fox, who has been doing a lot of this. You see him floating underneath the ground, and then he attacks through it with his Q. So he gets out the charges, and he gets out that Q. It's good poke damage, but up against a Voltar, that's just, again, like, you know, feeding him money right through and through.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's one of the big problems against facing a Voltar is that you really can't harass him. If you try to harass him, you go down. And Mikey the Fox outmaneuvering the Ted. Like I mentioned before, Ted really immobile. If he gets outmaneuvered and put in a position where he doesn't want to be, he's kind of stuck there, unless if he gets the right stim pack upgrades. Out comes the pounce. Max Boo going to take a bit of damage, but Mikey the Fox going to take even more as the Black Hole Sun comes out for a good chunk of a damage, about 60 or 50% of its affecting it put to use there. So well played by the red team, at least dissuading the Penny from getting too much more aggressive. Now we've got the blue Scoldier trying to run away from the Sentry down here, and he'll end up succeeding as he manages to jump over him.
Well, he actually tossed him into a jumper there. So, oh, there he goes. Max Boo's now actually going to make a Scolder sandwich with these body blocks, but Mikey the Fox is there. Well, it was. Now it's actually a Sentry sandwich, and that is going to be it for the Sentry himself. Nice double as Maxter comes right back into this. Nail Gaming, though, is able to actually equalize out at least 1 kill. I have doubts that he's actually going to pick up another. Mikey did pick up the invis when he was flung up into the top. There was no Scree in that fight, and Scree didn't even bother trying to leave this top lane. He was able to put a lot of hurt into this top, though.
Yeah, he put in a lot of damage, and that's what they're looking for. This is an objective-based game. You do want to get those buildings as much as possible, and if 2 of his teammates can handle a 3v2 for a little while, so much the better. Go for that split push and get that damage on those turrets. That is an inestimable advantage there. Word of the day. Word of the day.
1,300 solar there for the Voltar, but at the same time, looking on the flip side, it's very clear that we have that bigger solar advantage now for Blue. As you said, they were able to 2v3, and then on the back of that, they need to take down the top tower. One more bad fight like that, and Red is actually, they will lose out that top tower, if not more, on the back of that. So this is actually starting to really look really good for the Dirty Scrappers. Their defense has been pretty on top of things. Joker Kitty in the top lane, Mikey Fox with the Maxter Wolf just kind of roaming around. And even in this scrap right here, Mikey's not really taking the damage.
No, Mikey is being really dodgy, just going in and out as often as possible and being a very hard target to hit. Coupled with Boots and the Fox upgrade on her auto attack, it means that she can move around faster than almost any Knot in the game on average. So she's a hard catch right now. Now we got Maxter Wolf coming in here, getting the throw off onto the Ted. The Ted now stuck between a turret and a hard place as Foxy trying to chase Nail Gaming, maybe going to end up going down here, and that's going to be a Ted Pain sandwich. Now it's Voltar's turn possibly, but Maxter Wolf going to get picked off on the back end there. Max Boo getting the kill. Now Mikey Fox probably should be dissuaded from going in on this, but decides to go in anyway, do a bit of harassment, and jump right back out. On the top end, Joker Kitty picking off that turret. So like we mentioned before, if you got that advantage, use it, and seems like the Dirty Scrappers doing a good job here of using that split push advantage to their best effect. Boy now running for his life should be running for his life, but Penny decided not to chase.
No combo points. Couldn't land any of those attacks on any of the creeps because they weren't there. So yeah, I mean, that kind of chase did kind of peter out a little bit there, but as you said, Joker has really been leaving a lot of these 2v3s, and even on that 2v3, they did trade out 1 for 1, but then Joker Kitty in the other lane was able to take home that the turret. So again, more solar in the pocket here. The Dirty Scrappers, they've really overcome any kind of early game. They were down, I think, 3-0 at one point, and now look at this. They're really putting a lot of damage down on top of red. There goes the Sentry. The Voltar was actually forced back. Nail Gaming trying to do his best to defend the other lane, but his team is not doing so well with the 2v3 situations.
No, they're not, but it has a lot to do, I think, with how interestingly the Scree has built. He went into a number of targets hit with Chain Lightning, and that Chain Lightning can hit targets multiple times. So with a team that groups up like the red team, that's a very powerful set of upgrades to have. You can really mess over their team makeup, and wow, that was a really weird thing to happen there. Now Boy trying to run away. They know that he's there. They know he's somewhere, and oh no.
Did the drone auto attack bring him out of the
I think it might have. So that was really unfortunate. He should have gotten away, but
yeah.
Oh, that was really unfortunate, and down goes Boy. So now the red team running for their life. 7-5 right now in favor of Dirty Scrappers. But by no means is this over yet. Like I mentioned before, it's the late game that we have to really watch out for here from the red team. If they can get the Sentry Voltar combo working the way that they wanted to, this game will be a close one, but they could win this.
Yeah, definitely not out of the realm of possibility. And, Blue, they did start off with those piggy banks. They have kept that solar advantage. It's still Voltar leading, but I don't think actually really they're going to be able to catch up to that. Maxter's unfortunately looking a long way on that punch combo. Here comes Boy, though. And where's the Sentry there? They need this triple comp. Like, these 2v3 skirmishes on the red side, anytime you add the Voltar to it, sure, you're probably not going to go down in a blaze of glory, but you're not going to win these fights either.
And again, I think that has a lot to depend on how hard the blue team overcommits. The way the red team is built is that it's stalwart. It sits there and it pushes and it forces the other team to deal with it. And in this case, they are trying to deal it. And then Penny goes in for the pounce, pounces into the Saw Blade. The Saw Blade not going to end up getting killed. Now it's Boy with now Nail Gaming down here trying to do their best, not dying, not getting caught out in a bad spot. And that could be tough with pounce and throw in the same area as Boy now bouncing up there. Nail Gaming now stuck down here. He's probably going to get turned into a Ted sandwich if he's not careful, but he ends up getting away anyway. Now Mikey the Fox looking to get a kill and ends up getting killed. Well-placed drone explosion by Boy, and now the blue team down a member. So Sentry upstairs now split pushing while Nail Gaming and Boy deal with the Skoldir and the Scree.
Yeah, it's weird that actually Joker Kitty came down to reinforce the team, and they still lost out on that Penny. It was just a really nice play combo there from Nail and Cavo, and now they're actually going to be trying to chase down the Maxter Wolf. Maxbo is there, so max on max action. It is actually going to be the Wolf dropping. Now Joker Kitty, a 1v3 situation. That is going to hurt, but it's not enough for the kill. Not going to be a team wipe this round, but that actually equals out now the kills. This should be a little bit of pushing pressure here from Red.
Absolutely. They still have a 3v2 advantage against two of the squishier characters that rely on being aggressive in your face. And their team makeup is made to deal with that. Like, the red team is meant to deal with characters that want to get aggressive and in your face. So they're not too worried. They're going to take out that bottom turret. Now it's just Mikey the Fox versus practically the rest of the red team as the red team starts pushing. Yeah, Mikey the Fox versus the world.
Where's Joker? There he is. Joker loses a lot of hit points there on the back of that. Does throw out that Saw Blade, which Mikey does push people into. So Mikey's going to try to clean up here from the back while they use that turret in the front in order to whittle down the hit points. But I'm not too sure it's going to be quite enough. It will actually on the back of that. Maxter Wolf is going to be able to crawl out of that one as well. Now Cavo has to deal with a very mobile kind of Mikey, and he's not going to get out of that one, and that is a very nice return team wipe.
Absolutely. So that's going to be a 3-for-0 actually by the look of things. Now Team Dirty Scrappers looking really, really good. Something I noticed there is
Saw Blades. I love them.
Yeah, it's adorable. But the one thing that they're awesome. They do a little bit of extra damage. It's not my favorite build on Scree personally, but I can see how it works, and I do like it, especially against characters like Voltar, Scree, and Ted, where they tend to want to sit in the same spot. It'll just be a lot of extra damage at that point. You don't even need the size increase because you know where they're going to be. One thing that I really like out of Joker Kitty's build, though, is the chain lightning bouncing ability. Like that dealt a lot of damage in that defense, despite everything to the contrary. So Mikey the Fox taking a lot of damage, getting caught out on the Black Hole Sun, but it was a very light Black Hole Sun. He gets caught out by the machine gun bullets as well, so he's going to end up going down. Now Maxter Wolf looking to maybe get some damage on Max Boo, but Max Boo is going to get out that Black Hole Sun before going down, and it was a big one. That's going to be a kill on to the Skoldir. Now it's just Joker Kitty to defend against Ted and Voltar. So
defend is a loose term because he has no hit points.
Yeah, no hit points. He has to go back to heal at all. And there's going to be some damage put out here. Yep. And Ted and Voltar are a really good combination, like I mentioned before.
No, I mean, anything with a Voltar, you're going to have that late game push, especially when you have 2,400 solar to your name. I mean, Cavo Boy is more than halfway through his build. A lot of items now to his name there.
It's not even sustained, though. He decided to go for the Carrier Has Arrived build that I like on Droid so much.
The Voltar carry?
Voltar carry. They do extra damage per shot, and they fire faster. So Voltar going for the kill rather than the heal. I like the idea. I don't know. What do you think?
They need the damage. I mean, like, Max Boo sets up for the kills very nicely, but there's no real follow-up if the Ted isn't there, and a lot of the early game Ted wasn't there. So Cavo using all that healing cash in his pocket to go now more offensive, it's going to catch people off guard. And that big burst from the Voltar, it has a history of actually doing extreme work, especially paired up now with the Sentry with that Black Hole Sun. So even if Ted's not here, the damage will be done. Speaking of damage, now and his tower not looking so healthy, but at the flip side, we have been pushing very hard into this top, and again, Voltar with that late game push, it's nigh unstoppable 1-on-2.
Nigh unstoppable, but he also just followed Joker Kitty around and nearly got a kill. But now it looks like the red team is probably in a rough spot. They could get caught out here, especially the Voltar, who doesn't have a very good jump.
Not at all.
Yeah, no, the Fox is just chasing, dodges the explode. Cavo Boy now getting hit by little saw blades. Mikey the Fox has combo points. This is looking like a chase, but it seems like the Fox is just going to go ahead and, might sneak around the back, pick up some creeps on the back end.
He lost a lot of hit points. And every time you chase a Voltar, I mean, that default, the drone shots,
particularly when upgraded. Yeah, absolutely. So Cavo Boy managed to end up surviving all that, although he might not survive this. He takes a throw, he takes a pounce, and down he goes. But Mikey the Fox goes down as well to some droid explosions. So that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, and Ted's just down here pushing away. So now a fully exposed core in favor of Team Meow, and things are looking really good for them. Maxter
Wolf not looking so good on the back of that fight. Max Boo full hit points, though. Very durable telephone booth this Sentry. And now, as you said, a fully exposed core. Both lanes are going to be pushing in here with those creeps. This is where that bigger AoE build from Joker Kitty is going to come in very handy for the defense. Not only is it great for creep split pushing and clearing out the waves and always trying to make sure that the pressure is on his opponents, it's also going to be great for defense. But if you have to use it on defense, then clearly the first plan didn't work. And speaking of those plans, it does look like Sentry didn't really plan for that, but he's actually going to drop those big fists of Max.
Indeed, and Mikey the Fox is going to wisely decide that maybe chasing into a Voltar a bad idea. So we got a kill off on the Sentry, which was really quite good. You got the entirety of Dirty Scrappers doing their best to defend. Their core's taking a lot of damage. How can they get out of this? Like, right now, they're sitting with decent scores. The Penny's sitting at 8 kills, 4 deaths. Skoldir at 5 kills, 6 deaths. Look at it happen.
0-0 on Joker.
And 0-0 on Joker, which is, well, to be expected when all he does is split push. Oh, out comes the pounce onto Cavo Boy. Maxter Wolf going for a kill on this turn, but he doesn't push. What is he thinking? Mikey the Wolf Fox now trying to run away as fast as he can, and he can because, it's a Fox. He's going to be perfectly fine by the end of it, or should be. Yep, he's just going to stay up there and teleport.
Mikey the Fox plays Penny Fox.
Yeah, there you have it. Yeah, I get it. So he's going to end up being fine. But, like, the scores aren't terribly awful or anything. In fact, the blue team has more kills than the red team does. Like, they've got a better advantage in terms of that level of solar. But in terms of objectives and just pushing things, the red team's got a Voltar. Team Meow has a Voltar, and the Voltar's allowed to live.
It's about 600 solar difference in the long run between the two teams, although Voltar, again, like kind of the king of the crop at this point. 3,000 now to his name. Again, a huge amount of items coming now his way. Maxter Wolf putting up this last-ditch defense. Oh, that is not good for him. He's actually going to get caught out there by that Sentry Black Hole Sun. And you talked about this time and again. Voltar plus Sentry. Sentry gets hurt, powers up his damage. Voltar heals him out. Massive damage comes out between the two of them now. And look at this. Bam! gets the kill right there. That's the first death for the Joker Kitty, but it was perfectly set up. And now they're here to clean up on top of Mikey. That's a team kill, and that is very likely game here for Meow.
Yeah, that's a lot of droids, and that's a very angry-looking Voltar. So that's going to be the end of this match. Voltar just proving to be a really, like, just tanky character. And I just noticed the item builds. I think what cost them a good amount of the game was, unfortunately, Scree's build. You saw, like, no kills, only one death at the end. Okay, that's a very conservative play. It's fine. And I really admired the idea behind the left click. But what bothered me was he didn't pick up straight damage on his Saw Blade. Not a single upgrade. He had the little particles, he had the lifesteal, and he had the size. He had no solid damage.
So I'm trying to bring up droid kills and failing because I'm not really used to doing a custom thing, but I want to see exactly how many droid kills did he get.
So he got
74.
74.
He didn't even max out. He was split pushing the entire game, and he still lost out to Penny, who went 9 kills, I think, at the end.
Keep in mind that stat does include the jungle creeps, and Penny was killing a lot of those.
Okay,
too.
all right,
so,
I'll take that back. 74 though was head and shoulders above everyone else.
Yeah, it was head and shoulders. It was 12 or 8 ahead of anybody on the other team, but the other team was fairly even across the board with the exception of Voltar, who only had 37. I mean, he got a lot of kills anyway. He didn't need any other farm. He racked up kills, and then that's how he
racked
got his
up
solar.
kills, and then he racked up the solar from heals.
Yeah.
Like those solar crabs and the crab burgers and everything. It just... That's the problem with the Voltar.
Yeah.
And this is actually, we say that's the problem with the Voltar. This is our first on-stream win with a Voltar.
Yeah, and it wasn't one that was overpowered or anything. Just there wasn't the commitment out of the blue team to get a kill on the Voltar and then push with it. The team's backbone is that Voltar. Without that backbone, the team is much weaker. And Meow's Voltar just played well.
They did.
Yeah. He played well. He didn't die. Got kills instead and healed as much as he could, and as a result, the blue team just eventually got out-pushed and out-dealt with. Voltar got to his late game.
Yeah, 21 minutes in with a team wipe, you could even still have 2 towers up. You're going to get core damage in.
Yeah.
The death timers just rack up so very well. So, round 128 now down in the bag, and all the teams, congratulations, they move on to the 64 for another best of 1 in Aguilon. When we return, we will have our first round of 64 game, and it's going to be a doozy. I have a feeling about that.
Yeah, I believe that we're covering a team that has gotten pretty high up in tournaments previous.
Yep.
Yeah, Team Ion. We've heard from them before. We know of them. We know that they're very, very good. So we're going to see what they are like in the round of 64.
Yep, it will be Uncle MZ's boys up against Ion here, round of 64 for the best of 1. And when we return, guys, we will have that match, so don't go anywhere.